Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to today's 7th Collegiate Athletic Conference game between the Austin College Kangaroos and your Trinity University Tigers. And now, ladies and gentlemen, here are the starting lineups. For Austin College leading off at second base, number 4, Trip Thomas. Batting second, number 2, the shortstop, Mason Woodhouse. Batting third, center field, number 10, Brandon Hill. Batting fourth at first base, number 20, James Trapani. Batting fifth, the designated hitter, number 7, Scott Hosmer. Batting sixth in right field, number 19, Christian Kaiser. Batting seventh, third base, number 13, Brant Stuber. Batting eighth, the catcher, number 40, Ethan Lowry. Batting ninth, left fielder, number 47, Branson Boswell. On the mound for Austin College, number 6, Tristan Mallory. Head coach for the Kangaroos is Sean Counts. And now, ladies and gentlemen, introducing the Trinity University Tigers. Leading off, the designated hitter, number 6, a junior from Brownsville, Texas, Christian Holloway. Batting second, third baseman, number 7, a junior from Sugar Land, Texas, Jack Baker. Batting third, the catcher, number 28, a senior from Round Rock, Texas, Tyler Pettit. Batting fourth, the left fielder, number 4, a senior from Dallas, Texas, Ezra Gore. Batting fifth, the shortstop, number 5, a senior from Los Gatos, California, Michael Montreza. Batting sixth, the first baseman, number 25, a sophomore from Missouri City, Texas, Brandon Nelson. Batting seventh, the second baseman, number 2, a junior from Katy, Texas, Colt Harris. Batting eighth, the center fielder, number 24, a junior from Round Rock, Texas, Jack Peterson. And batting ninth, the right fielder, number 22, a sophomore from Cedar Park, Texas, Trey Gerber. On the mound for the Tigers, a junior, number 3, from Laredo, Texas, Joseph Chalana. The assistant coaches are Andrew Waters and David Smith. Head coach of the Tigers is Tim Scannell. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we ask that you please rise for the play of our national anthem.
Boys, go, baby. Let's go. Go, boy. Rudolph. Let's go, boys. Let's go, boys.
Good evening, baseball fans, and welcome to Trinity University in the heart of San Antonio, Texas. The Trinity Tigers back in action after a little bit of a spring break, not only in the classroom, but on the field. And now they are ready to kick off Southern Collegiate Athletic Conference play. That's right. After 14 games out of conference, the Austin College Kangaroos hop into town to get conference play going. And the Tigers have their ace on the mound. Joseph Shavana hasn't pitched in a while. It's been 2 weeks, and he's going to face an Austin College team looking to turn their season around. They've lost 4 in a row, have started 4-10, but for them, a new slate since conference play means pretty much a new season. And that's what we have on tap for you today in San Antonio. I'm Brian Yanselson. I'll be joining you by myself for this one. Spring break, meaning a lot of students are still gone, but I'm excited to be here with you for what should be a great way to kick off this SCAC play. Shavana on the mound, and for the Kangaroos, what a start it has been for this freshman stepping up to bat. Trip Toms will get it going. Shavana ready to fire. Umpire says, let's play ball, and here we go. First pitch swinging, and that'll be a grounder to second. Harris ranges over and makes the throw in time. Out number 1, just like that for Shavana. Harris having to go deep in the hole for that one, but utilizing the bounce of the turf and getting the first out for his starting pitcher. Now a strike delivered in there. Number 3, Shavana, the junior, facing number 2. 1 ball, 1 strike. Looping breaking ball, fouled back by Mason Woodhouse. Sophomore for Austin College, a very young roster. Had a huge recruiting class come into Sherman this year. Part of why they're optimistic about the future. Here, can't hold up on his swing. And Pettit applies the tag, so 2 outs on the first strikeout for Shavana. Had a little bit of a strange outing last time. 5 innings against Concordia way back on March 3rd. Only gave up 1 hit and 1 unearned run, but it was the walks that drew attention. 7 of them, a career high, but no problem here in the first until a bad throw to first will let the runner advance to second. So what looked to be a 1-2-3 inning turns into a runner in scoring position for the Kangaroos. Was just getting ready to say after those 7 walks, a good start in the first inning, but now the Kangaroos will try to take advantage of this mistake. You see Shavana took his time, but just airmailed it over Tinker there at first. And a line drive. That'll get down in front of Peterson. Hit so hard that the runner will have to stay there at third. Hill, even running with 2 outs, can't score as Trapani gets a single, and the Kangaroos have something working here in the top of the first. This is an Austin College team that has struggled offensively, hitting just .221 as a team. Breaking ball taken for a strike there by Hosmer. Scott Hosmer, a tremendous freshman year. All SCAC honorable mention. Looks at another breaking ball, strike 2, so no balls, 2 strikes. Shavana gets ahead with runners at the corners, 2 away in the top of the first. We will have a scoreboard for you and some graphics, but for now, I will narrate it for you. The 0-2 swing and a miss in the turf. Pettit will take care of it, and that's the 3rd out of the inning. So Shavana's air and then a base hit makes it a little troublesome for the starter, but he's able to get out of his own mess with the strikeout. Kangaroos leave a pair at the corners. Tigers coming to bat after this. Welcome back to Tiger Network, where the Tiger offense has their work cut out for them tonight. The pitcher on the mound for Austin College, Tristan Mallory. You see the numbers, 2-0, 1.23 ERA, but it goes well deeper than that. We'll get into it as he goes along. The first hitter he'll face, Christian Holloway. Takes ball one outside. Mallory currently stands as the pitcher of the week in the Southern Collegiate Athletic Conference for his amazing performance just a week ago. As he misses outside here, 2 balls, no strikes to Holloway. He struck out 14 batters in 6 innings against Lyon. Falls behind, 3 balls, no strikes here to Holloway. Gave up just 1 unearned run and 3 hits in that performance. But just think about that, 14 strikeouts in 6 innings, and he starts with a walk here. So not the way he wants to get going against the Tigers. That means out of 18 outs that he recorded, 14 of them were via the strikeout. Tigers, led by their leadoff hitter though, Christian Holloway, saying, we'll force you to throw strikes here. And the base on balls to start things off now leaves it to Jack Baker. The runner on first, nobody out in the first. Bunt shown, pulled back as it's inside. And so Mallory here, 5 consecutive balls to start his outing. Jack Baker, the junior from Sugar Land, Texas. Looks at the 1-0 down the middle. First strike of the game for Mallory. Baker taking a look over at Andrew Waters, the third base coach. Seeing if anything is on here with the runner at first. Ball 2 misses high. Baker making his 8th appearance out of now 15 games for the Tigers. Fouls this one the other way. 2 balls, 2 strikes coming up. Just 15 at-bats for the middle infielder. Waiting the 2-2 here. Waits back on it, grounds it to short. 6, 4, on to 3, but late because of a bobble there at second base was just enough to allow Baker. Toms over there at second immediately struggled to get that ball out. And even that 1 second delay allowed Baker to reach first. So a break there for the Tigers, and up comes their catcher, Tyler Pettit, to the plate. Ball up to Pettit. 6th-year senior out of Round Rock. First time he's catching Shavana tonight. Returning from that hand injury that kept him out at the beginning of the season. Looks at one in the turf, but Baker can't go too far. That 400 average, a little misleading since it's just 2 for 5. 2 hits in 5 at-bats, but nonetheless, so great to see him back in there for Trinity. As Baker takes off with the pitch, the throw, not in time, gets away from Toms, but the center fielder there in time to back it up. Good job by Hill. And this is something the Tigers have done early and often, stealing off of any pitcher they face. Makes it even more impressive off of a lefty like Mallory here. Pettit now a runner in scoring position in Baker. Takes a strike high. Baker, that is his 2nd stolen base of the year, has not been caught yet. And that has been the story for many Tigers thus far. When they take off, they have not been caught very often. Big looper misses inside, and it's ball 4 to Tyler Pettit. 2 walks given up by Mallory. Sandwiched around that fielder's choice. Tigers runners on first and second. 1 out in the bottom of the first, and an early visit to the mound for Tristan Mallory. And it's a visit from his head coach, Sean Counts, the 2nd year as a head coach for Austin College. He took over last year as the interim manager. So really, this is his first full season up in Sherman. Have to believe he's telling his pitcher, just take a breath, calm down a little bit. You know what you're doing. Pitcher of the week in the conference. And it's worth mentioning, to back up all those numbers, there's one that is relevant here, especially with that error that allowed Baker to reach, although can't assume the double play, so it's just a fielder's choice. Mallory has not allowed an earned run in 18 innings. That's way back since his first start on February 15th. So it has been a full month since the pitcher on the mound has given up an earned run. Can the Tigers break through here? Ezra Gore stepping to the plate. A look to make it happen. Baker on second, Pettit at first, one away in the bottom of the first. Pickoff move, Baker there with plenty of time. Hits the corner there to get ahead of Ezra Gore, the senior from McKinney. That one gets away from Mallory. 1 ball, 1 strike. Gore having a chat with his dugout, now looking for the sign. Runners going. Baker will be in there safely. The throw forcing a leap there by the third baseman. Stuber had to save a run, maybe a couple if that gets down in the corner. And you see early the Tigers not wasting any time putting pressure on the defense and the pitching staff. A double steal of third and second gives Gore a golden opportunity here. Fouls it the other way as you see the replay. So 2 balls, 2 strikes here, 1 away in the bottom of the first. Still 0-0, Tigers trying to strike while the iron's hot. Two on the way. Close call there. Mallory wanted it, and he is frustrated to go full. Big spot early in the game for the Kangaroos' best pitcher. Swing and a miss by Ezra Gore. 2 away now for the Tigers. Still runners on second and third, but a massive out there for Mallory. Can hear the encouragement coming from the Kangaroo dugout. They believe their best chance at a win in San Antonio comes with the left-handed arm of Tristan Mallory. Has to get through Michael Montreza here with 2 outs in the first. Tigers shortstop has come through in the clutch already this year. Takes a strike outside. Crowd starting to fill in on this chilly San Antonio evening. Montreza trying to warm people up, takes the ball. 2 balls, 1 strike. Driven the other way, but foul. And Mallory needs to get 1 more by Montreza to escape this first inning jam. He walked Pettit, he walked Holloway. A missed opportunity at a double play leaves him with 1 more out to get. Here comes the 2-2 to Montreza. Line foul once again. Montreza hitting .302 on the year, has driven in 4 runs. 11 of his 13 hits have been singles, really spraying it around the field. What can he do here? Well, he'll take a hit by pitch. With 2 strikes, he'll certainly accept that, and the bases will be loaded for the Tigers in the first. certainly not what Mallory wanted to do. And now it leaves Kai Tinker as the man with the mission. But first, a little step off, look over at third. Kai Tinker, a late addition into the lineup. In fact, in the lineup the coaches handed over, a scratch in. First pitch, a strike to Tinker, and you know how it goes in baseball. Person who wasn't necessarily supposed to be in the game ends up having the best game of them all. Can Tinker keep that story going through? The senior from Simi Valley. Big swing and a miss there. Mallory trying to go back to that outside corner. Tinker laying off. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Bases loaded, 2 away for the Tigers in this opening game of conference play. 1-2 on the way. Breaking ball, line to short, and the catch is made by Mason Woodhouse. We'll get a look at the replay. Had to go to his right in a stressful moment for the Kangaroos, and he gets his starting pitcher out of it. So a pair of walks by the Tigers, but no runs come around to score. And Shavana will have to get back to work with an even 0-0 scoreboard. We'll take a quick break on Tiger Network and be back. Kangaroos and Tigers both stranding some runners there in the first inning. And then a beautiful breaking pitch by Shavana to get this second inning going. Now the fastball fired in there. Christian Kaiser, the hitter. Junior from Louisville, Texas. Behind 0-2 and nearly rung up. Close one to take there, down 0-2. Now 1-2, Shavana ready to roll. Quickly back on the rubber, shakes off the first pitch, now ready to deliver to Pettit. Goes with the fastball, fouled the other way. One, 2 again to Kaiser. Breaking ball outside, ball 2. Kaiser in just his 7th game for the Kangaroos. Yet to record a hit. Another one near the corner. The count taken full, so the Kangaroos some patient at-bats. After 2 quick outs in the first, got runners on the corners. Weren't able to capitalize, but now making Shavana work. The 3-2, barely tap foul. This one's grounded up the middle. Shavana has it, and the throw this time lower into the chest of Tinker. First out of the inning recorded for Shavana. And he gives a little smile. Might still see the remnants of the smirk he gave at his dugout. Probably giving him a little bit of a hard time, saying, this time you got the throw over to first. How you're supposed to. So one away for the Kangaroos, and up to bat number 13. Looks at strike one, does Brant Stuber. Breaking ball hits the top of the strike zone. Stuber, just like the starting pitcher for the Kangaroos from Bonham, Texas. Pettit setting up inside. It is inside, but low in the turf. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Beautiful breaking ball in the zone for strike 3. And all Stuber can do is walk back to the dugout as he takes his batting gloves off. That frustrated look is what Shavana does to many opponents. Another spinner in there, strike one. Shavana, the junior from Laredo, Texas, has become the go-to arm for Coach Tim Scannell, pitching coach Dave Smith. If it's Friday night, Shavana is out there. That has been the case since early last season. It's easy to forget that he was a bullpen arm to start the 2022 campaign. This one's fouled towards the Tiger bullpen. Coaches didn't know what was in store for Shavana. They just knew he is one of their best arms, and they wanted him in there somewhere. Thought the bullpen might be the case, and that first weekend in Birmingham last year, it was him as the closer. But then he just showed too much dominance on the mound. Made him the starting pitcher, and what a decision that was. Second team all-region, first team all-conference. Here's the 2-strike delivery, and it is masterful for Shavana. Back-to-back Ks for the junior, and the Kangaroos go down quietly. We're headed to the bottom of the second inning, 0-0 in San Antonio. Bottom of the second here in San Antonio. Austin College 0, Trinity 0. Colt Harris, the batter up, takes ball 1. Tigers stranded, the bases loaded in the bottom half of the first. Kai Tinker lined one to short, but Woodhouse made the diving stop. Maybe that'll give Mallory a little bit of momentum he needs after rocky start. Does get behind Harris. 2 balls, no strikes. And one is rocketed to left center field, but shaded over there as if he saw it coming. Hill records the first out of the inning. That is called defensive placement there, Brandon Hill. So a couple of hard hit balls, the last pair of batters for the Tigers, but nothing to show for it. And now we'll get to see Jack Peterson off of the lefty pitcher, and what was a rarity to start the season has now become a common occurrence. Peterson, the lefty hitter, getting to face the lefty pitcher. Get a great look at him here. Junior from Round Rock. Nearly takes one in the hip. The reality is, though, when you're hitting like he is, tough to put him out of the lineup. Takes another ball up, in command of this at-bat. And another one high, ball 4. And careful here for the Kangaroos because a walk to Peterson might as well be a double. He is 7 for 7 in the stolen base department, tied with Ezra Gore for the team lead. And with Trey Verver coming to bat, he'll take a look at third base coach Andrew Waters. Certainly, something will be going on here. Just a matter of what? A bunt shown. Peterson has to dive in on the pickoff attempt, so Mallory well aware of the situation. Now the delivery. Peterson went halfway and Verver didn't seem too committed to the bunt. Peterson with a massive lead over there at first, not going anywhere. Fouled back towards the bricks. 0-2. The count on Trey Verver, the sophomore from Cedar Park. Making just his 6th appearance, 5th start. But continues to be a very fluid lineup. 0-2 on the way, but not before a pickoff move. Here goes the 0-2, and here goes the runner, Peterson. Ooh, tackling there. Tom's there, taking the hard hit. Preview of the football battle between Austin College and Trinity that we have seen in the conference. But I warned you, a stolen base for Jack Peterson, 8 for 8 now on the season. 1-2 misses high to Verver, who evens up the count at 2 balls, 2 strikes. Now we've got a little graphic there. Still working on getting the live stats, but thank you to the great work in the control room to try to get you a little visual of what's going on. Verver fouls it the other way. Will it stay in play? No. Into the Kangaroo bullpen. Trapani gave it a shot. And Toms loses his hat again. Gonna need to talk to Jack Martinez about keeping his hat on. Umpire gives the good to go signal to Mallory. 2-2 to Verver. Another foul ball towards the right side, so Verver making Mallory work. Already had to deal with the bases loaded jam. Now a runner at second, just one away. Peterson has to get back. Mallory making sure he does. Numbers are a little bit misleading since the Tigers have been off the field for about a week and a half now. So some other teams that have played during the break have caught up numbers-wise, but Peterson, his 8 stolen base, the 30th for the team as Verver looks at one high to take the count full. The Tigers are 30 for 35 on stolen base attempts. That is a whopping 86% success rate. Before the break, they were top 20 in the nation. Now they're in the 50s as Verver can't connect with that one, so strike 3. Mallory getting the strikeouts when he needs them. And keeping Peterson at second. Although he has shown the capacity and the willingness to take third as well, though with 2 outs, not sure if we'll see that. With the leadoff hitter, Christian Holloway back at the plate. And a big hack and a miss by Holloway. But I repeat these stolen base numbers and really highlight them because it's the story of a brand new Trinity offense, not the power and the large double-digit affairs that we have come to get used to here with the Trinity Tigers. In fact, the Tigers still have not scored double-digit runs all season long. And so what has that meant? Well, they've taken to do things some other ways. Stolen bases, sacrifice bunts, sacrifice flies. And they have found ways to win at least 9 times. Holloway takes one up high, 2 balls, 1 strike. This is an offense averaging under 5 runs a game. They had double that last year. So they haven't come easily. And against a pitcher like Mallory, every pitch counts. Holloway ahead, 3 balls, 1 strike, looking for a pitch to hit here with Peterson on second. Look at the spin on that breaking ball, though. Not what Holloway was looking for on a 3-1 count, but that is what makes Mallory so special. He doesn't give you what you're expecting, and now 3-2, anybody's guess. Takes a glance at Peterson, and he'll send him back to the bag. Coming into tonight, in 22 innings worked, Mallory had struck out 31. Tries to get the breaking ball past Holloway a second time, but he isn't having any of it. Keeps the at-bat alive with the foul ball. Three-2 again to Holloway, misses inside, ball 4, and walk number 4 for Mallory. And if we're gonna highlight the strikeout number, well, we should highlight the walk number. In those same 22 innings, Mallory had walked 6 batters all season long. Well, he has walked 4 tonight. Tigers being very patient, making him work and making him earn all 5 outs that he has gotten so far, but it has been a laborious start for the sophomore. You see him huffing and puffing a little bit here. Like we mentioned, it is cold in San Antonio. It may be March, middle of March, in fact, but it is 58 degrees in the Alamo City. See long sleeve shirts. Chopper foul by Baker, who is wearing long sleeves under his jersey. Maybe that glow stick bat of his heats him up. Takes a look at it before stepping back into the box. Ready for the 0-2 on the way from Mallory. Going high with it, instead right into the backside of Jack Baker. And for the second time in 2 innings, the Tigers with the bases loaded. Really playing with fire here is Mallory. Walked Peterson to start the inning, then stole second. Was able to get a Verver strikeout before walking Holloway. And now here is Tyler Pettit with the bases loaded. First pitch to him, a breaking ball, grounded to third. Tries to scoop it up there after a bobble, taking his time on the throw and getting it just in time. Boy, that was some risky patience there by Stuber, but it pays off as Mallory once again the Houdini act to leave the bases loaded after 2 innings in San Antonio. Austin College 0, Trinity 0.
fielder number 47, Branson Brazel.
Brandon Vraza will look to get things going for the Kangaroos in the top of the third. Shavana's first pitch to him, a breaking ball for strike one. See if Austin can respond after the Tigers have left the bases loaded twice now. Little inside-out swing. Vrazel sends it foul. Vrazel has been a mainstay for the Kangaroos as the senior from Danbury, Texas, hitting in the 9-hole today. Looks at one in the turf for ball one. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Some much-needed experience on this Austin College team that, as we mentioned, just loaded with youth. So many freshmen when you look up and down the roster. Vrazel awaiting the 1-2, gets his hands in there and fights it off. Hit .298 a year ago. Drove in 12 runs. Much slower start to this 23 campaign, though. It's a 1-2, a looper, and he's able to stay alive. So Vrazel doing his job here to start the inning. Hitting just .171 to start the season. But he has been there in nearly every game for Coach Counts. Pettit gets it where he wants it high, and another strikeout for Shavana. That's 5 now in just the third. And he is really doing it all right now, whether it's the breaking ball, the fastball there high to get it past Vrazel. And that really is what you hear when you talk about Shavana to anybody else around here. Top of the order back up in Toms. He swung at the first pitch to start the game, now takes a breaking ball. If you've tuned into Tiger Network this year, you may know we've talked about Dave Smith and his opinion on Shavana, some of the things he has said. As Toms did not want to swing at that one, but did. Way out of the zone in the turf, so he's behind 0-2. We're going to talk about what head coach Tim Scannell says about Shavana, who nearly got another strikeout there, but Tom's lucky to get away with that close call. But you see Shavana feeling it right now, not wasting any time getting back on the rubber. Here goes with the breaking ball, and it's another beauty. Pettit cleans it up to throw to first, and it is 6 Ks for Shavana. Head coach Tim Scannell for the Tigers says he just mixes his pitches so well. And the feedback that he gets from his hitters when they have to face Shavana in scrimmages or in practice is that you never get a feel for what's coming. You're just never quite comfortable when you're in the batter's box, because it could be lower 90s fastball blown right by you, or it could be a curveball like that. And he has worked constantly in the offseason, especially the last. After getting rocked by Birmingham Southern in the playoffs last year, really took it upon himself to grow as a pitcher and becoming what pitching coach Dave Smith calls a dude, a dominant arm. Trying to be that here tonight. Falls behind 2 balls, no strikes to Woodhouse. Goes with the breaking ball, tags the outside part. Two balls, 1 strike on the shortstop. And another breaking ball, another strike. You can see the command he has on that curveball. Not afraid to throw it in any count. And he gets back in here, 2 balls, 2 strikes with 2 outs and nobody on. Woodhouse gets the bat to it. Harris, no problem at all fielding it, and no problem with the throw. A 1-2-3 inning for Joseph Shavana and the Tigers. They'll look to make some noise in the bottom half. time for the bottom of the third inning on Tiger Network. Tigers tied with the Kangaroos at 0. Tristan Mallory still on the mound and has to be feeling good about having no runs on the opposite side of the scoreboard, having left the bases loaded twice now. And he did it against Tinker and Pettit. Now Gore gets this pitch out to the opposite field, has some carry on it, and it gets on the wall. Hat falls off the right fielder, and Gore safely into second with the double. The wind is blowing a little bit out tonight in San Antonio, and Gore takes full advantage with the leadoff double. Didn't seem all that dangerous off the bat, and it just kept going and going and going. Christian Kaiser couldn't get back in time, and the Tigers, for the third straight inning, threatening to score. Montreza has to wait on the pickoff. Gore avoids the throw. Montreza, the bunt hits him in the box, foul ball. Gore has to trot back over to second, as is evident by leaving the bases loaded twice. Tigers not exactly opening the floodgates with runs so far in this season. So showing bunts like they do here again, Montreza, but he won't have to get it down. A wild pitch allows Gore to scurry over to third. And with nobody out, Gore 90 feet away from putting the first run on the board. It really has become a prophecy fulfilled by all the opinions before the season even started about this new turf. Coach Scannell saying he believed it would make it more low scoring, and low scoring it has been. Breaking ball loops in there for a strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The count on Montreza. Mallory will really have to dance out of this one to keep Gore at third. Here goes the 1-2, misses outside and high. But the turf has sped up play, made defense a little bit more predictable, therefore making more plays. And making more plays leads to less runs. That's what we have seen on this 17-game homestand for the Trinity Tigers. Feels like they've been here forever, and we are so grateful for that, because that means we get to bring you more and more baseball. Unfortunately, though, that homestand does come to an end after tomorrow's doubleheader. Montreza takes it outside, working the count full. The first game of conference play. Montreza awaits the 3-2, and it's outside, ball 4. Walk number 5 for Mallory, who is now just 1 shy of the count he had all season long. And with runners at the corners now, Gore and Montreza. Tinker, someone who can handle the bat at the plate. Be on the lookout for some sort of action. Catcher Lowry, aware of that, making sure his infield knows what's going on. Steps out to deliver the signs, and now Tinker ready to go. Montreza well off first, not going anywhere. That one misses high as Tinker flashed a bunt. Gore, one of the fastest runners on the team over there at third. Montreza already with a stolen base already this season. He's got speed at first. Mallory keeps them both there, though, and fires a strike on the corner. Pickoff attempt. Montreza not very far off that time. For Mallory, his first start of the year at Laterno. 4 innings, 8 hits, 3 runs allowed. That's the last time Mallory has allowed an earned run. Can Tinker change that? The bunt pulled back on an inside pitch. 2 balls, 1 strike in favor of Kai Tinker. Since then, Mallory pitched against Laterno again, Dallas Christian, Blackburn, and Lyon. This time the bunt goes down and Gore will score easily. Mallory, a tough shuffle, does get Tinker in time, but Tinker does his job. First run on the board for the Tigers, courtesy of the bunt of Kai Tinker. Perfectly executed push bunt forced the left-handed pitcher to field his position and make that awkward throw to first. At the same time, Montreza moves over to second, so that is sacrifice by definition. A little bit of a delay here as Coach Counts talks to the home plate umpire. Not exactly sure what this would be about, but the home plate umpire now having a conversation with the second base umpire. After the brief conversation, no change in the situation. So while we're not sure exactly what was being discussed, we do know the result. A Trinity lead, 1-0, thanks to the Kai Tinker bunt. Harris up to bat, takes ball one. Montreza still out there at second, eager to score, bouncing off the bag on that pitch. Harris skies it to right center field. Montreza tagging. Mallory now backing up the throw to third, made by the right fielder Kaiser, but it rolls in and nearly gets away, but there you go. Well, that's why he backed it up. Mallory cleans it up and keeps Montreza at third with 2 away now after the Colt Harris pop fly. You can see initially Mallory didn't range over, but once he saw Kaiser make the catch, said, oh, I better get over here. And there you see him hustling at the top of your screen. And as Stuber lost the ball, it paid off. Now Peterson shows bunt with 2 outs, takes a strike. While we have seen so many sacrifices by the Tigers, that is certainly one for a hit, and Peterson has done it well this year. Part of why he's hitting over 300. A sweeper there catches the outside part. 1 ball, 1 strike. Make it 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes. And Peterson waits back on this one, flares it right to the second baseman, Toms. Looked like that one might float over the head for a second, but Mallory limits the damage to just 1. So runners at the corners with nobody out turns into a lead for the Trinity Tigers. They'll take it into the top of the 4th, up 1 on the Kangaroos.
Go, boys. Respond, boys. Go. Bill, stars off your ball, let's go! Come on, beat Hill! Come on, beat Hill!
Now batting Crosston with the 10th left fielder, Brandon Hill.
Come, B. Chill, Bill. Come, Bill. Go, Bill. Go, Bill. Go, Bill.
It's been a great showing for Joseph Shavana on the mound. Back out there for the top of the 4th. And the slider gets a swing and a miss from Brandon Hill. He has every pitch working tonight. This time goes with the curveball, and it's strike 2. Kangaroos have no answers for him offensively right now. Just one hit on the board. That was back in the first. Hill lays off of this one. Got a little dangerous there for Shavana in the first after an errant throw allowed Hill to reach second. Gave up a hit that put runners at the corners with 2 outs. But he got the 3rd out of that inning, and he has not allowed a base runner since. Looking to put away the 3-hole hitter Hill. 1-2. Swung on and missed. Strikeout number 7 for Joseph Shavana, who typically on Fridays takes guitar in the morning. That's his only class, and then he's able to mellow out for the rest of the afternoon. Well, it's spring break, so no class. Wonder if he played guitar anyway. Certainly right now playing all the right notes on the mound. And it is just a clinic right now, and the smile there on the face of Trapani. They cannot seem to find bat to ball. There, he finds bat to ball, but the 3rd baseman's there to make the catch in the air. Baker just had to reach down and make the grab. So when he hasn't struck out a batter, the Tiger defense has been there, other than that one error by Shavana himself. So his teammates backing him up. And 2 quick outs leaves Hosmer with the opportunity to keep things going. Hosmer, an all-conference honorable mention last year, takes strike 1. One of many Kangaroos struggling to start the year, though. After hitting .309 with 3 home runs last year, hitting just .152. Looks at one high. Pettit has to reach up to grab it. Chopped foul off the leg of Hosmer. Hosmer and Woodhouse, very much the same story. Honorable mentions in the conference last year, who hit over 300, but have not gotten the bat going quite yet. Hosmer behind 1-2 here. No chance at the breaking ball. Pettit once again cleans it up behind the dish, and it's a 1-2-3 inning for Shavana. Is dealing right now. 8 strikeouts on the afternoon. And he is just toying with the Kangaroos now. We're headed to the bottom of the 4th. Tigers up 1. First pitch fouled straight back by Trey Verver. That was pitch number 74 for Tristan Mallory. Pitch 75, a foul ball, strike 2. That impressive performance we highlighted in the first. 14 strikeouts in 6 innings against Lyon. Well, not only was it successful, it was efficient. Did that in just 98 pitches and gets back to that efficiency here. 3 strikes right past Verver for out number 1. That's a confident stroll he takes behind the mound. Has really had to labor for every strike and every out so far. But just the 1 run allowed. Tigers have left their fair share of runners on base, 7 of them, including the bases loaded twice. Holloway looks at a strike on the inside part. One of a few Tigers sporting some mustaches. Mustache looks at a ball outside. 2 balls, 1 strike. Mallory working quickly, gets another call on the inside zone. So the umpire's giving it to him there. You see him standing right along that part of the plate. Mallory now going outside, not getting that call. Full count on the way to Holloway. And Mallory needs no pitch clock whatsoever. He is rocking and rolling. A foul ball will keep it going for Holloway. Over this spring break for the Tigers, they have not had much of a break. They have had to stay on campus, practice all week long. Holloway lines it the other way past the dive of the first baseman, and Holloway is sinking 2 big turn, but he'll stay at first. A single for Christian Holloway. Did have a couple of off days thrown in there during the spring break, but other than that, they have been out here on the turf practicing. And they've also been doing stuff off the field, really trying to build that team chemistry. A team that lost 10 seniors a year ago. And one of the things they did, something I'm sure Jack Baker loved, they attended a crawfish boil as a team together. They all went out to Shirts and partook in that Louisiana staple here in South Texas. Mallory, a strike in there on Baker. 1 ball, 1 strike. With 1 away in that runner at first. Team that lost just so much experience with those seniors. And not just experience as Baker takes a ball inside. Experience and also camaraderie. Think of those 3 super seniors like Jack Vonderhaar, Jack Wisniewski, and Corey Cater, who had been together for 5 full years. They really knew what it was like to play each other. Well, a lot of these guys, the sophomores in there like Lazera and Nelson, even the juniors like Baker, who missed a lot of the season last year with an injury, haven't had a whole lot of time to be out there with one another. So they're trying to build things off the field as well. Baker building things on this turf, though, with a single up the middle. Building off the start provided by Holloway. 2 good line drives by the Tigers. And they've got runners on first and second with 1 away in the 4th. You know Jack Baker's swing is on when he hits it up the middle like that. Good sign for Tiger fans tuning in at home. Tyler Pettit looking to cash in on those 2 hits. Runners going for the moment now. Holloway backtracks. Mallory able to get a strike in there. Pettit grounded to third with the bases loaded his last time up. Not going to chase that one above the zone. Had 11 home runs last year, none yet in his short appearances in 2023. Has a 2 ball, 1 strike count with Holloway at second, Baker at first. All region catcher looking to get going in conference play. The 2-1, another one up in the zone. And it's a 3 ball, 1 strike advantage for Tyler Pettit. Mallory has to be careful here. Last time he was behind 3 balls, 1 strike, he looped in a breaking ball on Holloway. Will he go with something similar to fool Pettit? He does, but Pettit's not fooled. Down the line, fair ball. Waters swinging his arm around. Holloway scores. Baker over to third, and Tyler Pettit the RBI double to double up the Trinity lead. That got to the wall in a hurry. That's why Baker not able to score from first, but it does force a visit to the mound by head coach Sean Counts. Mallory has tiptoed his way around this ball game from the start. Left the bases loaded in the first and in the second, but the Tigers not letting him escape in the third and the fourth so far. And they've got more trouble brewing with Ezra Gore, the cleanup hitter, awaiting whatever results out of this mound visit. Umpire on the mound to break this up. Well, the conversation continues. No change yet. And no change incoming. Mallory will get the confidence to keep going. Down 2-0 in the bottom of the fourth. Tigers threatening for more. Just one away. Ezra Gore has runners on second and third. And these hits haven't been cheap either in this half inning. They have all been line drives. Ezra Gore sent one to the wall last time. Inside to Gore, ball one. Gore didn't have the start that he wanted to the year, going hitless in his first 4. But ever since then, hits in 8 of his last 9, now 9 of 10 with the double. Gets ahead in the count, 2 balls, no strikes. Last year, only went hitless 7 times. Already done so 5. But his bat is heating up. 2-0, misses outside. 3 balls, no strikes. Gore perfectly happy, waiting for Mallory to throw one in there. If not, he'll load the bases. Will Mallory give in here? 3-0? No, he will not. Gore puts the bat down. And for the 3rd time tonight, the Tigers load the bases.
Next up for the Tigers, the shortstop number 5, Michael Montreza.
Montreza getting ready to hit, but now we do have a change incoming. Right hand of Coach Counts goes up, signaling a call to the bullpen. Tigers getting to one of the best pitchers in the conference and sending him out in the bottom of the 4th. We'll take a break on Tiger Network as the new Kangaroo pitcher makes his way in.
Now pitching for us, caller number 34, Joseph Potter.
Welcome to the game, Joseph Potter. Your task, get out of a bases loaded 1-out situation. Facing the shortstop from Los Gatos, California, Michael Montreza, looking to blow things up early. The first pitch from Potter to Montreza, high, 4-1. Potter threw on Tuesday, just a few days ago. One scoreless inning against the Warhawks of McMurray. Just a freshman from Dallas, Texas. His 1-0 delivery, much like the first, outside. Ball 2. Montreza in command here, with the bases full of maroon and white. Baker at third, Pettit at second, Gore at first. Not spitting at that one in the dirt. And it's a 3-ball, no strike count for Montreza. Nowhere to put him. Potter has to give in or the Tigers will grow their lead. Tense moments here for the Kangaroos. The 3-0 on the way to Montreza. Strike down the middle. Blankets out for the fans behind home. But these Tigers heating up offensively. Can Montreza keep it up? 3-1 swing, puts it in play. Giving chase is Trapani. But no room there, just gets out. Break there for Montreza, who gets to keep swinging. Potter battling back from down 3-0, now a full count. In the turf, ball 4, and Montreza walks in a run.
RBI for Michael Montreza. Next up for the Tigers, number 33, Kai Tinker.
3-0 lead now for Trinity. And more damage left to be done if you ask Kai Tinker. 5'10" first baseman standing in there from the right side. Looks at strike 1 up. He already hit once with the bases loaded. Put a really good swing on it, lined it to short, but Woodhouse was there for the out. Got Mallory out of the first at the time. Can he change his fortunes now? Great swing, straight back into the net. Tinker, after 8 career at-bats in the previous 3 years, now up to 22. And he is hitting over 300. He's down, no balls, 2 strikes here. Bases loaded for Trinity. That one up in the zone. Mentioned in his first at-bat, Tinker not originally in the starting lineup for Coach Tim Scannell, but a late change put him in there. Here the 1-2, another ball. Even count. Missed much of last season with a hand injury. Has told me he is just happy to be back and healthy, contributing in whatever way he can. Pitch from Potter, well outside, and just like that, the count back to full after Potter got ahead. So it's been flipping of the script. He fell behind 3-0 to Montreza, then took the count full before the walk. It's been reverse. Got ahead 0-2 on Tinker, now it's full once again. What will the result be? Tinker looking to find out, and he copies his friend Montreza, tosses the bat to first, and another run will come in as the merry-go-round continues for the Trinity Tigers. 4-0, now the advantage.
Next up is second baseman, number 2, Colt Harris.
Potter struggling to find the strike zone. And will now have to dance around Colt Harris. Strike inside the hands there on Harris, who is Mr. Grand Slam himself. 2 of them last season. Really kickstarted his hold on that second base position. Swing here, past the dive of the shortstop Woodhouse. 1 run already in, a second right behind him. Montreza safe. Trinity 6, Austin College 0, thanks to a 2-run single from Colt Harris. Not trying to do too much there. Harris getting it just past the dive of Woodhouse, who already made 1 diving catch earlier. Not a second. And Peterson just looking to keep the party going. He grounds it up the middle. This time, second baseman has it. Toms on to first for out number 2. But it was hit slowly enough to let the runners advance to second and third. Still danger for Potter on the mound.
Next up, the right fielder, number 22,
Trey
Trey Verver.
Verver looking to put something into play, has struck out twice. Close call goes his way to start the at-bat. 1 ball, no strike. Two more Tigers there in scoring position. Already 6 runs on the board for Trinity. And he gets good contact on this one. Hill steps back to make the catch, however, and gets Potter out of it, but not before 5 runs come around to score for the Trinity Tigers. An outburst for them this year, and they hold a 6-0 advantage over the Kangaroos of Austin College.
After 4 innings, Trinity 6, Austin College 0.
Let's go, boys. Hey, fight with them, scrap back. Go, boys. Go, boys. Kaiser! Stars off here, but let's go! Up, guys!
Leading off for Austin College, number 19, Christian Kaiser.
Top of the 5th, about to get going in San Antonio. Breaking ball starts it off with the strike for Shavana, who, as if he needed any more help with the night he is having, now has a 6-run advantage to work with. Look for him to throw strike after strike. That's 2 in a row to start the inning as he loses his hat. Joining the Martinez club with Toms, the second baseman for Austin as well. It's windy here in San Antonio, but the only thing blowing in today are the runs for the Tigers. That last inning, one of the best innings they have put together all year long. They have struggled for that crooked number. Getting 4, 5, 6 runs in an inning. They did it so often last year. Has been missing this campaign, but not today. The 1-2 from Shavana. Up and outside, says the home plate umpire. Christian Kaiser trying to get something going off the Tigers' ace. Awaits the 2-2, but same result. A fan and a miss. Strikeout number 9 for Joseph Shavana, already well past his season high of 7 that came against Birmingham Southern on opening day. And the Kangaroos really have to be saying, why us, Joseph? His career high 11 strikeouts came last year in Sherman against these very Kangaroos. Looks to be on his way to that. Brant Stuber. Strike 1 to him. And he is just dotting the corners, pitching with precision, and looking as confident as he has all year. The breaking ball here sent towards right. Harris initially had it. Now the late throw will allow Stuber to reach a bobble. Cost Harris the second out of the inning. So the Kangaroos, for the first time since the first inning, have a runner on base.
Now letting the catcher, number 40, Ethan Lowry.
Let's go, Lowry! Come on, Lowry! Let's go, Lowry!
Shavana had retired 11 Kangaroos in a row before that play over there at second. Still no official scoring decision. And now there it is, a fielding error on Colt Harris. Ball was hit pretty hard by Stuber, so was unsure. That means the Kangaroos still just one hit on the board. Foul ball pumped by Lowry, the catcher. Freshman from Forney, Texas. Stuber has to dive in back. Shavana, not used to pitching from the stretch tonight. And here he goes with another pickoff that gets away from Tinker, but not far enough to let Stuber advance. So really the only question mark for Shavana tonight has been the throws to first, not the throws to home. Had that throwing error in the top of the first. Now that one nearly costing him a base. But he gets back to doing what he does so well, a breaking ball, strike two. Lowry starting his 7th game for the Kangaroos. And can't get a piece of that one. Double-digit strikeouts now for Shavana, who is dealing with an Austin College team starting the year at 4-10 in the midst of a 4-game losing streak. Lost a couple to McMurray just this past Tuesday. Ball gets away from Pettit. Stuber will go to second this time. Austin College last year went 8-28. As the field umpire checks the ball there for Shavana. 8 wins, 28 losses for the Kangaroos. In conference play, just 3 wins compared to 18 losses. With 2 outs, the bunt shown and the strike called on Vrazel. Just diving into the turf is that breaking ball. Vrazel, no shot at it. These Kangaroos trying to return to their glory days. Back in 2007, the last time they won the conference. They're gonna have to get past teams like the Trinity Tigers to get back there, but tonight, no answer for Shavana. A chopper to short, Montreza charges and makes the throw for the 3rd out. A little hiccup, if you want to call it that, after 11 in a row retired. Base runner for the Kangaroos, but still no concern for the smiling Joseph Shavana. Look at him there, savoring it all with his catcher, Tyler Pettit. A 6-0 lead for the Tigers as they come to bat after this break. Tiger offense found its groove in the last inning, putting up 5. Christian Holloway will look to get things going again. Leadoff hitter in the lineup and leadoff hitter in this bottom of the 5th. Tigers up 6-0 on their rivals from Sherman, Texas, up near the Oklahoma border. Potter gets a strike called there on the infielder slash designated hitter slash just all-around good hitter, Christian Holloway. Doesn't matter where he is always getting the bat to the ball. Remember last year when he was struggling a bit at the beginning of the season? One night was walking out of the library and it was 10:30 p.m. Practice was well completed. And here, just the clink of the bat coming from this Trinity baseball field. And I'm like, who is that? Well, it was Christian Holloway all by himself with his dad taking BP. So committed to his craft, it certainly works out for him most of the time. Here results in a pop-up to right field. So the first out of the inning for Potter. But just one of many, many examples of the endless amount of hours that these student athletes put in when you are not looking. I mean, just think about what we've talked about. It is spring break for Trinity. Students are nowhere to be found. Classes not taking place. Yet here is the Trinity baseball team practicing day in and day out. Now playing tonight and a doubleheader tomorrow before anybody comes back to campus on Monday. Strike inside to Baker. Potter only charged with 1 run as he came in to the jam left by Mallory, so we do now have the final line on the starter. Baker takes a close one up for a ball. 5 earned runs allowed in 3 1/3 for Tristan Mallory. What really hurt him tonight, 6 walks, as many as he had thrown all year. After those walks, Tigers really started to put some line drives into the outfield before he left the game. And doing a terrific job getting to one of the conference's best pitchers, the reigning pitcher of the week in the SCAC. Baker tosses the bat after seeing ball 4. And another one of those that not very long for first base as Tyler Pettit looks to Coach Waters over there. Runner going as promised. Baker will have to head back though as Pettit fouled it the other way. It's the beauty of getting so many home games here on Tiger Network to start the year. Add the time I get to spend with the team outside of their games, and you start to get to know the team a little bit. And the numbers really don't lie. 30 for 35 on the base paths. The marathon continuing today. 4 stolen bases for Trinity tonight. Jack Peterson with 1, Jack Baker with 2 already, and Pettit with 1 himself, the catcher, showing some speed. Shows patience here on the ball up and outside. Slide step from Potter to keep Baker at first results in a ball way outside. So you can see even when they don't take off, the impact it has on the at-bat just adds a whole nother dimension that the Tigers really didn't have last year. Big swing foul, evens the count at 2 balls, 2 strikes. Tigers did do their fair share of running, but it just seemed like they relied a little bit more on that home run ball. And the extra base hits to drive in runs this year, not the case. Small ball at its finest. A 2-2 delivery, runner going, and he'll be in there very safely. Ball gets away from the catcher, so Baker not even having to break a sweat for his 3rd stolen base of the night. Meanwhile, Pettit, 3 balls, 2 strikes. Ripped the double down the line to drive in 1 his last time up. Potter looking to go inside. Pettit meets him there and shoots it through the left side hole. Baker had to wait for it to get past, so he'll stick around at 3rd. But the bat of Tyler Pettit is getting going, and the conference has to be alert.
Now, left fielder, number
A 2 for 3 outing for Pettit tonight. Means he is 4 for 8 on his young season. Perfect 500. Of course, a small sample size, but really when you look at his track record, not very small. You know it's what he's capable of, you know it's what he's done. And it starts to make this Trinity lineup look all the more dangerous as another one gets past the catcher here. Pettit will take second. And Lowry having a hard time keeping the ball in front of him this half inning. Potter takes a slow walk back to the mound in a whole heap of trouble. Gore 1 for 2 on the evening, has scored twice. Looking to drive in a pair. Another one low. Lowry able to get the glove on this one. Potter throwing the same exact location over and over, low and outside. It has not been there for him, and he falls behind 3 balls, no strikes on Gore. Ball 4 again, so just like he did last time, just neatly drops the bat at the plate and takes first base where he meets first base coach Drake Eggers. And on the way, another pitching change. Coach Counts not loving what he's seeing here from his pitching staff. Already 6 runs allowed, and the Tigers loading the bases for the 4th time this evening. Just 1 away in the bottom of the 5th. We'll take a break with them as Coach Counts awaits his next reliever. Sam Wilson, the new pitcher in for Austin College, and he's in the exact same position as his predecessor was in when he came in from the bullpen. Bases loaded, 1 out, and Michael Montreza at the plate. Montreza, though, hasn't had to move his bat much. He's been hit, and he's walked twice. Looks at ball 1 there. Kangaroos wanted it, not gonna get it. Wilson, like Potter, pitched this Tuesday against McMurray. Went 2 1/3. Gave up 4 hits and 3 earned runs. Deals the 1-0, misses low and outside. 2 balls, no strikes on Montreza. In his 5th year playing collegiate baseball, 4th at Trinity. Transferred in between his sophomore and junior year with the Tigers. Looking for a pitch to hit here. White's back on one, that's called a strike. Similar spot to ball number 1. But Montrez is still in control of this at-bat. Base is full of Tigers. The 2-1 to Montreza misses outside. 3 balls, 1 strike. Of 13 hits so far for Montreza this year, just 2 of them have been for extra bases, but he's got some pop in that bat. 3 home runs a year ago. Looking for a pitch to hit, 3-1, gets one, but he pops it up, infield fly, rule called. And dealing with the sunset there, Trapani gets the second out of the inning. Last time Montreza had the bases loaded, he popped it up similarly, but it got out of play, giving them the opportunity to walk. This time, not so kind is the field. Keeps it in play and is out number 2. So it'll be up to Kai Tinker. 6-0 lead for the Tigers. 5 of them scored last half inning. Tinker, a big part of it. 2 runs driven in today. Take strike 1 down the middle. Wilson, one of 19 freshmen on this Austin College roster. They're calling it one of their largest recruiting classes in program history. Really trying to start something positive up in Sherman. Wilson a part of that. The 0-1, beautiful pitch to get a swing and a miss from Tinker, and Wilson ahead. No balls, 2 strikes. Patiently awaiting the signs from Lowry, now ready to fire. The 0-2, chopped to third, foul ball. Wilson from Plano, Texas, so another Kangaroo from the Dallas area. This is his 4th appearance of the young season. Previously, before that McMurray appearance, actually started a game against Blackburn back on March 5th. Still just went 1 inning, as Coach Counts experimented with his pitching staff. 0-2 here from Wilson, outside for the first ball. Nearly gets a piece of Tinker there, able to get out of the way. And even the count up, 2-2. With Baker at third, Pettit at second, Gore at first. Pettit and Baker causing chaos on the base paths. Can Tinker bring him home now? Floater, strike 3 called. Wilson comes in and gets 2 huge outs to keep Austin College within striking distance. Still a 6-run deficit, but they leave the bases loaded as the Tigers had a chance to really blow it open, and they don't. So we're headed to the top of the 6th. Trinity 6, Austin 0.
Top of the 6th inning, top of the order for Austin College. Second baseman, number 4, Trip Thomas.
Go, Trip, home,
Kangaroos trying to build some momentum off of that strikeout in the last half inning. Escaping a bases loaded jam. Now the top of the lineup, Toms puts the bunt down right back to Shavana. Bounces off and makes a clean throw to first. One of the best hitters so far for the Kangaroos, not making much happen tonight. Big out for Shavana there to keep the Kangaroos quiet. Tom's hitting .340 coming into tonight. One of those freshmen making an immediate impact. Now after the one pitch out, Woodhouse takes strike one. For Shavana, you're really looking at what he is capable of. Just mowing down these Austin hitters. Strike two, immediately ahead in the count. Misses outside here. Shavana in the Winter World Series for the Tigers. That happened instead of in the fall since this turf wasn't quite ready yet. Looked dominant just like he looks tonight. This two-strike pitch taken the other way, but into the glove of Kai Tinker. So the strikeout pitch not there in the sixth. Instead, the defense making it happen. 2 outs retired by Shavana. But he went 7 innings, allowed just 1 run against his own teammates in that Winter World Series, maroon against white. And after that performance, asking him how he felt, and he said overall pretty good, excited to start the season. And he described pitching to him as simply fun. And well, when you pitch like he does, I'd certainly call it fun as well. Misses high to Hill here. Pitching coach Dave Smith says just has 4 pitches that he can do whatever he wants with. One of the few breaking balls that has missed all night there. Takes the count to 3 balls, no strikes. Just 1 hit for the Kangaroos all evening long. And with that, ball 4, the first walk allowed by Shavana. So Brandon Hill, first Kangaroo to really wait him out and force the base on balls. So he'll try to get a 2-out rally going. And up comes Jake Trapani. Trapani, a 2-way player for the Kangaroos. No batting gloves worn. Takes ball 1 low. Actually had all conference honors as a freshman, but on the mound. Through 40 innings, struck out 20, had an inflated ERA, but helped Austin College in his debut at the college level. Last year, however, he got off to a little bit of a rough start on the mound. And instead, he turned to raking at the plate, which is what he has been doing for the last couple of seasons now, as Dave Smith, for the first time tonight, will have a little chat with his pitcher. First real sign of any trouble for him after the 4-pitch walk. Now 2 consecutive balls delivered to Trapani. Last year in 14 innings, Trapani had a 13.5 ERA. So instead of raising that even more as the season went along, he said, let me take a swing at it at the plate. After no at-bats as a freshman in that all-conference year, he hit .342. Even had a home run, first of his career. And now this year, so far hitting .282 with 7 runs batted in, and he's the cleanup hitter. So what a transformation for Trapani. Looking to do some damage ahead 2-0. The junior from League City, Texas, trying to get to Shavana. Breaking ball, strike. And we saw a little bit of it from Mallory. Now Shavana shows the same in a 2-0 count where you might expect fastball. Goes with the breaking ball. It just completely fools the batter's timing. Goes right back to it, and a wave and a miss. Trapani, as he did earlier, you see that little smirk on his face. Just nothing he can do about that Shavana breaking ball tonight. Count back even, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Shavana checks on the runner Hill. Already 10 strikeouts, a season high for the junior. An 11th year would match his career high. The 2-2 from Shavana, not quite. Pettit blocks it in the turf and the full count. Every night before his start, Shavana buys a steak at HEB, cooks it in his own dorm, and gets ready for game day. Well, he has been cooking tonight. Gets a little dribbler foul as Trapani battles here. Really says so much about him. He cooks steaks by himself the nights before his starts. He plays guitar the days of his start. Very calm, cool, and collected guy. The 3-2 from Shavana, skied up high in the infield. Montreza right behind second, makes the catch, and that's the third out of the inning. Base runner won't go very far for the Kangaroos, and Shavana 6 shutout innings, 10 strikeouts. Will he keep going? We don't know yet, but it's been a masterful performance so far. Tigers coming to bat after this.
Bottom of the 6th, leading off for the Tigers. Second baseman number 2, Harris.
Sam Wilson did his job and then some in the last inning out of the bullpen. Starts this inning off with a ball to Colt Harris, but he got Montreza to pop up and then Tinker to strike out with the bases loaded. Keep the lead at 6 for Trinity. Still a hefty mountain to climb, but it could have been worse. Wilson rewarded with another opportunity, and he misses low, ball 2. Harris drove in a pair with a single to left his last time up. Big hack at the 2-0, not gonna get the bat to it. Gave him a bit of a nickname his last time up, Mr. Grand Slam. I guess 2 Grand Slams certainly earns that. Came against Whitewater and against UMHB. Takes a ball low, asking him if there was anything really that clicked last year for him that led to his grasp of the second base position, because it just seemed after rotating in and out of the lineup, he became a mainstay. And he said, nope, not really, nothing changed, just trying to be competitive day in and day out, trying to keep that killer instinct and the same attitude no matter the day, no matter the opponent. And more often than not, when you're watching Tiger baseball, you're seeing Colt Harris in the lineup and at second base. And becoming a very similar story this year is Jack Peterson now at the plate. Continues to be a fluid lineup for head coach Tim Scannell. But Jack Peterson, thanks in large part to all that he does, stealing bases, laying bunts down for sacrifices and for hits, and his ability now to hit off of other left-handed pitchers, has kept him in the lineup there more often than not. Fouls this one past Harris. Hitting .308 coming into tonight's game. 0 for 2 so far with a walk. On that walk, though, he did steal a base, so doesn't have to get a hit to contribute. Goes down to get this one, but sends it foul towards the Kangaroo dugout. Wilson keeping an eye on Harris, who has a sizable lead out there at first. Wilson taking his time now, pumps, misses in the turf. 2 balls, 2 strikes. You hang around Trinity's baseball stadium long enough, you are bound to hear Jack Peterson singing some sort of country song. Anytime the speaker blasts some country tune, he is singing full force. Awaiting the 2-2 here, takes it outside, full count. Harris still over there at first, doesn't take off on the 3-2. Little looper out there is gonna fall for Peterson. First base hit of the night, so he joins the hit parade. And that is just what he has done all year long. It doesn't have to be hit hard, it just has to be hit and in the right place. Just put his bat to the baseball, Harris had to hold up, and eventually saw it fall on that Trinity Tiger out there in center. Very promising start to this 6th inning for the Tigers. Nobody out. A Harris walk, a Peterson single, and here comes the powerful Trey Verver. Ball 1 to him. Struck out twice so far tonight, 0 for 3. And someone that Coach Scannell has just heaped an immense amount of praise on since he arrived at Trinity. Waiting for the 1-0 delivery from Wilson, and swings over the top of it. Scannell saying truly one of the most talented players he has ever had on a team. And all it takes is seeing one throw made from right field of his, and you'll see that he is certainly correct on that. He has a cannon. Waits back on one in the opposite batter's box. 2 balls, 1 strike. He hasn't gotten to show it a ton in games, appearing in just a handful of ball games last year. This now his 6th appearance. Little changeup outside. Wilson wanted it. Umpire won't give it to him. Now a dangerous count on Verver. 3 balls, 1 strike. Very much like Baker, who when he is at his best is hitting it up the middle. Well, Verver, when he is right, he is hitting it to right. Loves hitting it the opposite way. A ton of power. The 3-1 here is outside, but too outside for him to do anything other than walk. And stop me if you've heard this one before tonight. Tigers load the bases, and this time with nobody out in the bottom of the 6th. Christian Holloway turns the lineup over. Despite 6 runs across for Trinity, they have left 12 runners on base. Ball 1 to Holloway. Puts Wilson in some real danger zone here. Tigers have yet to hit double-digit runs this year, but this opportunity seems as good as any. With the top of the order up to bat with the bases loaded, Holloway swings at that one and lifts it to left center field. Ranging over is the left fielder. Tagging up are both runners there. Peterson nearly over slides third, but he's in there safely. A dangerous looking swing. Is it 4? Instead it's 1 off the bat of Holloway, as Harris is the 7th run for the Tigers. Vrozil tried his best to get behind that throw. Peterson just too fast. So 7-0 the lead for Trinity, still just 1 away. Runners at the corners for the maroon and white. Jack Baker will be the man at the plate. First pitch swinging, Baker fouled back into the net. Baker Baker last year, showing that he can do more than just hit and play defense when he was out with that injury. Joined Tiger Network for a broadcast as a color commentator. I'm sure he's much happier to be actually out on the field. Here he's witness to a ball in the turf, gets away, and Verver takes second. So now 2 runners in scoring position for the Tigers. Baker did an excellent job as color commentator, but he is much more comfortable at the plate with his bat in hand. And maybe tomorrow with a doubleheader on tap, we could have another guest in the Tiger Network broadcast. As Baker looks at that one outside. Haven't talked to a single soul about this, so you're hearing this as soon as I'm saying it. But last year we started interviewing the starting pitcher from the previous night the next day. And seems like as good a time as any to maybe talk to Joseph Shavana tomorrow during a doubleheader. We shall see. Baker rips this one foul. Speaking of Shavana, he is continuing to stretch and keep his body warm as this long inning continues. So maybe still an appearance from him in the 7th, but there is action in the Tiger bullpen. Baker trying to get the Tigers closer to double digits. 2-2. Ball 3 way outside. Lowry has to keep it in front. A full count offering to Baker. Ball 4. Tiger hitters have been extremely patient tonight. Part of the reason they got Mallory out of there so quickly. And with that walk, 12 now earned by the Tigers. It's something we had been missing in the first couple of games, especially against Birmingham Southern and some of those Hardin Simmons outings. Just swinging very early in the count. Coach Scannell has been preaching patience, and the Tigers today listening to their head coach. Another change on the way for the Kangaroos. We'll take a break to meet the new pitcher after this.
For the Tigers, he gets to number 28, Tyler Pettit.
After the Baker walk makes it a Baker's dozen walks earned by the Tigers tonight. Tyler Pettit faces a new pitcher with the bases loaded, Davin Villalpando for the Kangaroos. First pitch from him, strike on the outside corner. Villalpando, the transfer from Nebraska Wesleyan, spent 2 seasons up there in the Husker State. Pitched just 4 innings before making his way to Sherman. Pettit grounds it to second. The flip to short. On to first. Double play. And how about that from Villalpando? The call to the bullpen answered in the right way for the Kangaroos, just like he drew it up. Beautiful flip from Toms to Woodhouse, over to Trapani. Gets the Kangaroos out of it. So 1 run does come around for Trinity, but it stays at just that. Tigers have had many opportunities to break this out even more. Haven't fully capitalized. Can the Kangaroos get it going? We will find out soon.
Now playing first base for Trinity, number 44, Wilson Hastings. Also entering the game in left field, number 20, Ty Preston. And left to right, number 4, Ezra Gore. Leading off the top of the field for Austin College, designated hitter number 7, Scott Housen.
Top of the 7th inning, and look who is still out there. Joseph Shavana. 1 hit, 1 walk, 10 strikeouts, and no runs allowed tonight. First pitch of the 7th misses outside. Shavana last year, a stellar 10-2 record with a 4.17 ERA. Sprinkled in there, 4 complete games, leading the conference, 29th in all of Division III baseball. So you hear some of those numbers. Then add the likes of 80 strikeouts in 90 innings compared to just 20 walks. And you're like, well, that's pretty good. No need to really improve much as a weak pop fly here in the infield. Caught over there by the new first baseman, Corson Hastings, in there for Tinker, defensive replacement. But you hear that, 10-2, 4.17 ERA, 4 complete games, just really great numbers for Shavana. He's ready to go, right? Not much he can really work on. Well, you'd be mistaken. That Birmingham Southern game in the playoffs, according to Coach Dave Smith, pitching coach Dave Smith, really lit a fire under Shavana. He gave up 6 runs, 7 hits, pair of home runs there to Noah Best of the Panthers. Didn't get much easier for Shavana in his next outing against LaGrange at the World Series. Gave up 5 runs, only 3 of which were earned, but still 6 hits for LaGrange. And so Shavana really wanted to work to improve even more. This is with the breaking ball low, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Well, we heard it from him, heard it from Coach Smith. He did put in that work. All offseason long, tinkering with his pitches, working on his command, trying to become that dominant arm. Not only going against the best offenses in the country, like those of BSE, but against other dominant arms around the country. When you have to win that 1-0 game, that 2-0 game. And he is painting the corners tonight. 11 strikeouts now for Shavana. as he gets Kaiser looking, matching his career high.
Number 13, third baseman Brant Stuber.
That last outing against Concordia 2 weeks ago, very unlike Shavana to give up the career high 7 walks. Well, he has responded with a tied career high of 11 strikeouts and looking to break a new record with 2 outs in the 7th inning. The batter Stuber at the plate ahead 1-0. Takes a ball outside on that curveball. Pettit wants it right back outside. Loops a little too much for Shavana, so 3 balls, no strikes. Just says so much about Shavana, though, to take it so seriously to improve after the outings like he had against BSC and LaGrange. Walk Stuber here, and we'll see if he continues to have the leash or if Tiger coaching staff wants to go to the bullpen. Looks like he'll stick out there for now. He's at 95 pitches thrown, so have to imagine his night will be done relatively soon. But he would love to finish it with a clean 7 innings. That one in the turf, ball 1. That time, the breaking ball, a strike to Lowry. 0 for 2 tonight with 2 strikeouts. Been the story for many Kangaroo hitters. Pickoff move, Shavana. Not close there. Another looper. Lowry ducked out of the way, maybe made the umpire think it was higher than it was. Helps out the catcher for now, ahead in the count, 2 balls, 1 strike. Delivery from Shavana continues to go to that breaking ball over and over again. Kangaroo starting to see it a little bit better here in this half inning after the Stuber walk. Now Lowry laying off a couple in a row. Goes back to it and gets a little dribbler. Shavana to second, and that's the 3rd out of the inning. Maybe didn't know there were 2 outs as he tried to turn the double play, but he only needed that 1. Another high 5 from his catcher, Pettit. 7 shutout innings for Joseph Shavana. Tigers maintain a 7-run lead over the Kangaroos of Austin College. You see the replay here, Shavana making the longer, harder throw to second, but Montreza there to clean up the mess. And it is time to stretch in San Antonio. Go catch the end of that Purdue Fairleigh Dickinson game. March Madness living up to its name after we come back.
Bottom of the 7th, leading off for the Tigers. Right field number 4, Ezra Moore.
Hope you listen to your own version of Take Me Out to the Ball Game, as it's now the bottom of the 7th. Tigers up 7. And Ezra Gord takes strike 1 from Villalpando, who came in with the bases loaded and forced a double play turned beautifully by the second baseman and the shortstop for the Kangaroos. Here, a foul ball will take the count to 0-2. Mentioned Villalpando, a transfer from Nebraska Wesleyan. Not a ton of experience over there. This now his 4th appearance with the Kangaroos, nearly matching the innings he had with Nebraska Wesleyan in 2 years in just a half season with the Kangaroos. He's from Longmont, Colorado. Thought he had the upper quadrant of the zone there. Gore gets to stay there. It's the umpire disagreeing with Villalpando. Keep an eye on his leg here as he delivers. So that time he just went straight at it to the plate. Gore pops it up foul. Out of play. On one of these deliveries to Gore, Villalpando has kept his leg raised for just an extra second or two and then delivered. Doesn't do it there. Very interesting to see if he does it again as this ground ball bobbled over there at third and now thrown away. Gore scurrying over to second and he'll be there safely. Stuber hasn't had the cleanest of games over there at the hot corner. About the second or third time that he has mishandled a ground ball. He had it right in front of him, but with the speed of Gore, the rush throw would have been safe anyway. But then the throw gets away from Trapani, and Gore will certainly take second along with that. So nobody out. Leadoff opportunity for the Tigers. And just about every time Montreza has been at the plate, somebody has been on base, somebody has been in scoring position, and it's the case once again. 0 for 1 with those 2 walks and a hit by pitch. Popped out with the bases loaded last time. Pops it again, this time will be out of play. Ball outside to Montreza. Villalpando tries the breaking stuff. Montreza not biting, and he's back ahead in the count. Mentioned Montreza left Trinity for just a little bit. Go to a junior college up near his hometown, Northern California. Why did he do that? Well, he just wanted to give it a shot to reach the Division I level. Thought he might go from junior college there, but he ended back up in San Antonio, and he is happy to be back and happy to get his first hit of the evening. Little ground ball that snuck past Woodhouse in short. Woodhouse has been busy with the dives, but not enough to reach this one from Montreza. So with that hit, Montreza was one of 3 Tigers without a base hit. So now just Tinker and Verver. But Tinker will not get the opportunity to correct that, as he has been replaced by Corson Hastings defensively and now at the plate. Strike 1 to Hastings here, the left-handed hitter. Takes one the other way, but it'll go to the Tiger bullpen. Foul. Hastings, 3 base hits in 21 at-bats this season. Good enough for a 143 average. Lays off of one in the turf inside. Ball those corner positions, more than any of them for the Tigers, have been the ones up for grabs based on the lineups that we've seen. We've seen Nelson at first, we've seen Hastings, we've seen Tinker. Austin Davison has been practicing at first all year. A position so often occupied last year by MJ Metz, now crushing it over in Durham, North Carolina with the Duke Blue Devils. Hastings, close one inside. Villalpando wanted it. Dugout wanted it, not gonna get it. But with Metz leaving over there to North Carolina, the spot has opened up. Tinker has been getting some of the starts lately. Now Hastings an opportunity late in the game. Runners at the corners, and Hastings will be hitting the elbow. Not what anybody wants in their only plate appearance of the night thus far, but he'll take it. And hit your bingo card once again, folks. Bases loaded for the Trinity Tigers. It's as if they've been playing Monopoly and they've been renting out properties at each base tonight because they have spent a whole lot of time there. Ball one to Colt Harris. Got that nickname earlier, Mr. Grand Slam. Got another opportunity at it here off of Villalpando. Little chopper foul. Harris, of course, among many great qualities as a hitter, as a fielder, a Baltimore Orioles fan. So that just about tops the list. Big swing and a miss here. Ball gets away from Lowry, but not far enough for anyone to move over. Harris, an Orioles fan because his dad is an Orioles fan. And you don't find many Orioles fans in San Antonio, so always exciting to find one. Harris lays off, takes the count to 2-2. You would think someone like Harris from Katy, Houston area might root for the Astros, but not the case. Looking to make the orange and black proud and the maroon and white proud. Takes a ball high. 3-2 to Colt Harris. Nowhere to put him for Villalpando. He's gonna have to challenge him or make it an 8-run lead. Harris goes down to get it, lofts it to center field. Hill over, makes the catch. Gore tagging up from third. He'll score easily. And he does make Orioles fans proud, as the 8th run of the game signifies a Cal Ripken Jr. number. So, great job by Colt Harris to keep the train moving. Now here comes Jack Peterson. See, on that replay throw, got away just for a moment. But Montreza and Hastings not able to advance, so they're still at first and second. Peterson 1 for 3, 2 runs batted in. Flared a little single into center field his last time up. Takes the first pitch for a ball. Harris, an Orioles fan. Peterson, a Minnesota Twins fan. So again, someone from the Austin area in Round Rock. Not rooting for anyone in the Lone Star State, instead heading way up north. Speaking of way up north, that one above the head of Peterson. .20 on the way to the center fielder, and it's ball 3. All sorts of options now for Peterson. Has shown his speed all year long and his contact skills, been eager to show his power as well. Will he turn on a 3-0 pitch? Lays it in for a strike, does Villalpando. Peterson not swinging on 3-0, still in command. 3 balls, 1 strike. 1 away in the bottom of the 7th. Tigers up 8. Montreza hopping off of second like a kangaroo, and Villalpando wants to send him back. Kangaroos saying we're the ones supposed to do the hopping. 3-1 to Peterson, up high, ball 4. $200 more as they cross that Monopoly board off again. Bases loaded. And another visit from Coach Counts. A long walk. A very nice Austin College bubble jacket. Mentioned it is very, very chilly, and it only gets colder as the sun goes down. Now fully nighttime in the Alamo City. 55 degrees. So much going on around the sports world, of course. Trinity up 8-0 here on Austin College, but some other collegiate sports happening, and Fairleigh Dickinson has done it. They have defeated Purdue in March Madness NCAA men's basketball tournament, the 16 seed over the number 1 seed. So if you've had your split screen on with Tiger Network, you know it, but if you've been paying attention to us all night, now you have a little bit of a taste of what's going on there. What a shocker. Here, Coach Counts taking his time with Villalpando. Umpire, as he did earlier, makes a visit to the mound to break things up, but he lets him hang out a little bit longer. As a teaching moment for the junior from Colorado. He got out of the bases loaded jam last inning when he was called in from the bullpen. So he cleaned up his teammates' mess, but now creating the jam all by himself. And he'll have to face a pinch hitter in the form of Ty Preston. First pitch low to Preston. Only fair to mention that he is from the Houston area and he is a Houston Astros fan. So as the theme keeps going this inning, these guys' favorite teams, Preston sticking to his hometown club. Looks at one in the turf, bounces away from Lowry, but again, runner's not going anywhere. Montreza over there at third. He reached with a single. Hastings was hit by a pitch. Peterson walked right before this. Two-0 to Preston, dives down low, 3 balls, no strikes. It's the Tigers desperately wanting to say they have scored double-digit runs this year. Not sure the team itself pays much attention to it, but it's been a talking point around town. But maybe not for long. Preston tosses the bat towards the dugout. 9 runs on the board for the Tigers, still knocking on the door as well. Bases loaded, 1 away in the 7th. And Villalpando not in a desirable spot right now. Holloway, the hitter now with the bases, still juiced. Kangaroo infield in. Holloway hits it to the third baseman, Stuber, whose struggles continue at the hot corner. It was hit right at him with the drawn-in infield, was trying to go home quickly to cut off the run. But his inability to do so means we get a flashing light display because a 10-run rule has been called. We weren't sure if we were going to get it. Sometimes they decide on the fly with these things. But the decision apparently having been made that tonight 10 runs is enough. For the first time all year, the Trinity Tigers get into double digits, and it allows them to walk off the Kangaroos. It was thanks to this Christian Holloway chopper to third. Stuber trying his best to get in front and cut the run off. But instead, a double-digit W for the Trinity Tigers. What an effort from the entire lineup. Really hard to point to just one guy. Maybe look at Colt Harris with a 1-for-3 performance, 3 runs batted in. Holloway driving in 2. But 15 walks drawn by the Tigers, 9 hits leading to those 10 runs. So that was the offensive story. But really, when talking about this game, you have to look at Joseph Shavana, who with this 7-inning game means he has a complete game. For the first time this year, he did it 4 times last year. Gets the complete game tonight, 7 innings, 1 hit allowed, 2 walks surrendered, and he matches his career high with 11 strikeouts. A wire-to-wire performance for these Trinity Tigers, desperately needed, and they start off conference play with a bang. 1-0, the record in Southern Collegiate Athletic Conference competition. We'll be back at it tomorrow with a doubleheader. Kicks off at 1 p.m. with the second game 30 minutes after. We hope you join us for that one. For now, have a fantastic Friday night and go enjoy some World Baseball Classic action. Mexico, Puerto Rico, very good game still. Thank you to everyone who helped put this game together. Spring break, meaning not many students in town, but had some great help tonight making this broadcast happen. So thank you to everyone here, and thank you to everyone for watching. Have a fantastic Friday night.